Ooh, I think it's starting to work. All right. Ooh, wait, I got string flipped around all over the place over here. Hang on, let me put this under here. All right. We ready?
Mhm.
All right, let's do this.
We have sound.
Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And yes, thank goodness we do have sound because we are starting this thing already. Hi. It is Saturday. It is December. And we have very few people, looks like, showing up. Oh, wait, it says somebody else joined, so that's good. Before we get too far into tonight's thing, I do want to remind everybody we still have a secret word game going on. So hopefully, everybody like kind of wants to win these things. All you gotta do is chat. It's really easy. Just chat. And if you say the magic word, boom, you win. All right. I am joined by my lovely wife Mandy, and this is what we accomplished last week, right? So this is technically this is only half of it. So this week the goal is to maybe do it at least this much. So basically why I pulled this over here is I need to make sure that the next colors I choose are in the right sequence. So in this case, the next one for this will be the yellows. So I have two yellows here, and this has all been going from dark then light, dark then light. So I'm going to go with this yellow as my next one. And hello, Just Strings. Hello. And
Very
how are
strange.
you? How are you? You're
I
still
don't
logged in as
know.
me because you were doing the stuff for whatchamacallit.
Yes, but my browser shows I'm me.
But
I
you,
am changing now.
I was gonna say that's really freaking me out because I'm not doing
It's
that.
very scary.
No wonder it said that there was fewer people because you're counting as me. All right. So basically, we're just following the same line. So this is all the strings are doubled. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 strands of the yellow and 4 strands of the black. So basically, it comes down to there'll be 4 of these and 2 of the other. Hey, there we go. Mandy's back. She's got the smiley face again. Nice. Whoa, we got somebody else new here. Hello. It's, I don't know what the name is. I can barely, I see a, I see some letters. I can't make that out. Who's here, honey? Who is that?
Vikion? I'm
Vikian?
not sure.
Newer viewer. Thank you. And you love and loves my stuff. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Hopefully, I can help answer questions then. If you're newer around here, maybe some stuff I may have covered in the past that you haven't seen yet. All right. This is obviously the most unglam part of making stuff is trying to get the strings lined up in the right order to do the thing. But obviously, it's super, super necessary. And this whole bag is about trying to do it all on the live stream so that way we can actually add up at the end the number of hours that went into this whole project. So if you haven't seen it, there's a whole whatever. Let's do. This is my website over here, akaawol.com. And if you come over to the rainbow bag made in the live streams, you'll see that this is me making the pattern. And then down here is the actual pattern itself. Mind you, it's just a segment of it because the whole thing repeats. And then you go down further, there is last week's live stream, the photo that we took for the Instagram. Oh, wait, the week before last week's. This one's last week's live stream. Oh, wait, no. It was last week's. This is this week's. Oh, I forgot I did that. I am clever, I guess. I I completely forgot all about it though. All right. Wait, did I see something from Australia? All right, right on. That's not that far away from Singapore. We have friends who have migrated from Singapore to Australia. Is it late? I always time zones really just I do not understand time zones. So yeah, long abandoned works in progress. Yeah, I can. I think I've mentioned this before. Like I have this like new rule where I try to not start anything new until whatever it is I'm working on is finished. Um, it's not exactly maybe necessarily the best way of doing things, but it keeps the number of projects down. That said, I do have a project I'm supposed to be working on for my Patreon, but I'm kind of it's there's been a lot of work involved in trying to get ahead in the videos and stuff. We got some stuff coming up in the future here that's gonna kind of make it difficult and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Some football. All right, on. Wait, are you watching like Australian football or are you watching the British football?
It's football, honey, everywhere else except the US.
No. But I'm wondering if they're watching like their local stuff or if they're watching
No.
like the Premier Leagues and that kind of stuff. Because like Dad used to
Um,
watch football here, but that nobody else was watching Singapore play Malaysia. You know, that's not well.
Considering it's midnight, I'm
Oh,
gonna guess it's not local football.
well, yeah. That's probably a really good point. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm cool with football. I actually think it makes more sense because you actually use your feet in that one, and as opposed to the American version, which is more like handball or something else weird. I don't know.
Or rugby.
Right. Yeah. Football is just a version of rugby, isn't it? I mean, really, when you come American football, they're using the rugby ball. They're running it around like that. They just added how you smash, you know. Oh, right. Okay. That's that sounds like actually kind of a bit more fun to watch. Instead of watching a bunch of sweaty guys run around, watch a bunch of sweaty girls. I wonder if kids like if you were to compare the games and stuff, are the points to the games for men's versus the women's soccer does it come out to being close to the same?
The points? What points are you talking about?
Like, like in a regular soccer game, you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 points out of the whole match. Is it, the women's are pretty much
You mean goals?
goals. Yeah. It's a point. You earn a point for that.
No, you get 3 points for winning a match.
Oh,
That's why it's confusing.
yeah, you just confused me. So, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if it's, you know, are the women more aggressive and scoring more often, or the guys are the thing? That's why more people watch the guys play. 'Cause I know that's a big thing in
I don't
America.
know.
Like, in America, one of the biggest complaints about football, soccer, um, is that you can go a whole game and nobody scored at all. Like, and that's why Americans have gone and changed up the rules so much in ice hockey. Like, when I first started watching hockey, the rules were much closer to what you see in the Olympics. But if you watch the National Hockey League now, it's like a whole different sport, and the whole thing is designed to get more action, more speed, more whatever, including more points. Which the terrible part to that is of course you can't compare modern playing records to what the legends of old were, because you're not playing the same game anymore. It doesn't make sense to me to have changed up the game so much. Right on. That makes sense. Okay, hey, so hey, they're gonna make their first bag. Are you going with something kind of like a simple pattern like this, or are you going to go with maybe a more intricate pattern that perhaps you're fairly familiar with? Yeah, this is kind of cool. This is like a few people now are getting ready to start making bags and stuff. I think that's awesome. Hang on. Keep forgetting to ask if you released the pattern for the red and blue experiment. Look at your website. I've not seen the hot and cold colors. Yes. Yes. These ones. Okay, so I made these two bracelets while we were away. And right now, those patterns are available on Patreon and the members section of the community page of YouTube. The actual video and the web pages for these will come out in early January, because of scheduling things, uh, that sort of a thing. But the members for YouTube have the ability to watch any of the videos that I've already created. They can watch those now. So that video is out there. The patterns have been put elsewhere just to kind of make it easy for them to access. But because I kind of wanted them out there sooner, because a lot of people are paying money to be members or to do the Patreon thing. So I made those available to those guys first, and then yeah, it just comes out. Like, I have a whole schedule. Like, I haven't finished all the videos up until next year. I just have a schedule that I adhere to. Like, I'm trying really hard to make it so that way each week sort of makes sense, and that we can kind of see like a transition from either making patterns to making the bracelets, or going from one style of bracelets, uh, and then working on them and stuff. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, and it's got me super confused. If you want to see like what is all going on with it, you really need to check out the members section, because we have a whole behind the scenes thing where I'm in a live stream, and then I go ahead and hit the record button, and um so you're actually watching me do the video, and you'll be able to see the difference between the recorded version and then the published version, which is typically they're pretty close to the same, except for, you know, the whole pop-ups with the oops and the subscribe robots and all the other little things. But there's other nuancy things that you'll get to witness, which is sort of fun. So yeah, there's a lot going on over there. It's yeah. All right. So this is as far as I can go with one little segment. If I went any further, it would start coming down as a bracelet, and we can't have that. And this is, I got to be really careful here because somebody asked me about the whole joining process, and I'm going to try to use this video here to kind of show what that's all about. So essentially, you just can't go past the ends, right? Because if you do, it comes lower. So next is I do the next section. I, it's kind of funny. It says I've got so many um, different outlets between Reddit and Instagram and whatever else, where I've got people coming up with questions about how some of this stuff works. And it's funny because a lot of times I can point them to a video that, or like, well, in this case, it was a whole series. I did a whole series about how to do double wide bracelets. And it starts out really super, super simple. And then it gets up to, well, pretty semi-advanced stuff. So yeah. Wait, does it, he just joined? She just joined?
Discord.
Oh, I missed something along the way. So I thought somebody became a member. I was gonna be like, woo. So yeah, the members thing for the YouTube is it's $5 Singapore money. So I think it's like $3.99 in the US, and then depending on other countries, I'm sure it's whatever price they come up with. I bet you it sounds terrible in Indonesia, where the exchange rate is pretty crazy. But um, typically, it's like, you know, less than a coffee. So
I should try and use a VPN and try and find out what it is all over the world.
yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what the exchange rate is between America or Singapore and Australia. I think that the money's close though, right?
Pretty close.
Yeah, so theirs is probably like $5 then. I'm I'm halfway to you've got
5 Sing is currently about 570 Australian.
okay.
So
I was actually thinking that I have a VPN on my phone. I could actually go tour the world and check out those prices. But that would mess up the whole seeing how long it takes to make a bag. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I tried to make it where anybody would be able to afford to join. So you're gonna make a bag. What you didn't say is it what's the oh, a simpler pattern. Oh, you did say it simpler. Okay. Well, this is a really truly very very simple pattern to work with. Um, Essentially, each one of the loops is the background color. In this case, is black, and the other color, which we're at yellows right now, but it goes through the entire rainbow twice, um, because there's two reds, two purples, two blues, two everythings. So yeah. Oh, if okay, wait. If just string things, if you are on a Apple device, whether it's an iPad or an iPhone, you have to do it in the browser because the app won't show it. Um, I don't understand why Apple is like that, but it is. It's just a thing. So when you're in the browser, it'll be next to the subscribe area and it'll say join. Or yeah, there you go. Mandy just put a link out there that'll actually take you right to it. Yeah, I'm absolutely really excited about the whole prospect, guys. It's really kind of fun. Um, doing like there's quite a number of videos already out there published, as well as doing these live streams during the day that I'm doing. Um, oh man, I forgot to put. I need a note. Can you jot somewhere for me that I need to put the schedule into OBS so that way I can push the button and we can actually look at the schedule? Because apparently I'm not good at remembering that. Um, let's see if I can make this a bit bigger. And now I can do this. So there's this next week's schedule. Live streams every day except for Wednesday and Friday. Thursday is going to be kind of short because we have a dinner plans with somebody, so I won't be sitting around here that long. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of the live streams going on, and you get to see a lot of the whole mayhem that goes on here. Because I don't know if you guys realize this, like I do a lot of this on my own. Like Mandy helped out a lot today. She helped get a bunch of the closed captions and stuff ready. But I mean, I record the videos, I edit the videos, I come up with ideas for more videos. Yeah, it's an endless, like, endless amounts of insanity. Oh, right, the envelope one, right? Yes, that's because like tablets and stuff, like the envelopes idea. One of our other people, actually, the one who helped make the other bracelet in the secret word game, which was Minute Craft, was looking at doing something for like a was that a tablet or or a laptop?
The laptop.
Laptop. So she was looking for something along that line, and she wasn't quite sure how all that was going to work. So basically, I went and I made that video to try to help guide her on the pattern portion of like what she's going to have to do to get it to all come together. Because somehow or another, I took like drafting like in high school, and then they had us building things out of like not cardboard. What's the really dense paper? What's that called? Not
Then
card.
that sheet.
It's a little bit stiffer than cardstock. Anyways, we were taking this really like dense paper and building boxes and various shapes and things with it. And somehow doing that in my informative years has made it to where I can figure out how to put together bracelets in various forms and have it come out to be whatever. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen all of the different bags that I made, but it's a number of them. And we have all kinds of different closures and shapes and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, that's really that's awesome. Yes, thank you. That does make my day. That's my hope, is that I don't want to be the only one out there that's making bags and stuff out of this. What? Because at some point I got to where like I could make giant bracelets, but nobody wants a giant bracelet. I mean, it's just not, that's just not cool. But a bag, people love that stuff. That's so cool. And it's, you get the same kind of reactions when you make it. Like people like get all excited and whatever. So yeah, no, I'm all for trying to get more people on board that, want to try bigger projects and try bigger things. The I can't remember who it is, but I was just talking with the person who was here last week. They found some DMC floss on sale, and because their floss is smaller than mine, they decided to go with three colors per each color. So their bag is going to be considerably bigger. That's, if it's 12 per loop, and then like 12 times 3 is like 36 loops. So I don't know how many strings that is, but that's going to be quite a bit more than mine. Oh no. Okay, I'm genuinely want to help you with your project if it's driving you nuts. Is it just so time consuming? Is it, what is, are you having trouble with it? I just realized. So now we're talking about the project is driving her nuts. When we go in later this week to actually check the closed captions for this live stream, it's actually going to be the word nuts, which usually comes up as being wrong because for some odd reason, the AI always thinks when I say not that it's nut. So now it's going to be super confusing when it comes to editing this part right here. So yeah, that's awesome. It's like I just upped the skill level of the closed captions for us. These nuts. All right. So now we have the light one and we have the darker one. And I'm going off the idea that this is the darker one. It's the more whatever, right? So yellow is sort of a weird one to say which is darker. So, okay. What I have to do is I have to put these next to each other, and the spacing really kind of matters when you're trying to join two pieces together. Um, if you have it too far away or too close, the first knot that you put together will be off, and that will have an effect on your work. So you kind of want them just that right sort of distance. You have to kind of picture how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to be, and then you can go. All right, have a good one, and yeah, we'll see you again on later streams, I guess. All right. So at this point, it's I'm just doing knots like normal. We have actually kind of at the very minimal have these two pieces joined together, but they never really feel truly joined together until you have a few rows actually worked out. Um, it's just because it's flexible. It's just there's only one knot there. It's gonna wiggle around. It's not nice. So Let's go bring this thing the other way. Oh, Mandy, did you see that I did a little tweaking to the thing that says, you know, the Instagrams and all the stuff that pops up on the screen? It's,
Tweaking?
yeah, I tweaked it. It no longer pops up behind you. It turns out that when I made it up a little bit too high, and that with a little shifting and whatever, it now works a whole
Oh,
lot better.
awesome.
Also, I kind of figured out that it was running really, really fast, so I slowed it down so it won't come out as frequently. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's. Yeah, you throw it in the works in progress over on Discord, and we can have a little peek. So the dark one is the first one. So we basically I just made rules for this thing. This is how I this pattern basically works. The first one goes to the right, the next one goes to the left, and then over here this one also goes to the left. And that's how it starts out the alternations, and it just keeps doing it for the whole rest of all of it. So like basically having something simple like that as to how you start it just makes it easier to remember what you're supposed to do. And yeah, for somebody like me, that's super important because I don't want to have to keep going to the paper and seeing what I'm supposed to be doing or whatever if I can help it. Oh, cool. You know, I just looked up and saw that thing mention the Hershey pie and made me realize I haven't actually had one of those in a while. I might have one of those on my day off. I know where there's two. Yeah, I know two different Burger Kings in the area that I like to hang out. In your thumb? No. Left hand or right hand? Anytime you get cramps or aches and pains from doing work like this, is you're somehow holding your body in a way that's um not good for you. You know, like how do you put that? Um like me having this easel and being able to sit upright in my chair helps my back and stuff. So on your right hand. So okay, gonna try to picture what you could be doing with your thumb. I'm going to try to bring my hands up here so you can see how I do it and see maybe what you're doing different. When I pull this through, I have this part is holding the underlying string. So it's these three fingers. that are kind of holding it. My thumb really does not have a lot of work to do in the whole scheme of it. I Oh, so you're lefty. Wait, so then it's the other hand. Okay. What does this hand do? Give me a second to try to kind of reverse the polarity in my brain. Um, yeah, okay, so yeah, okay, the thumb is there to hold the string while I bring it up for the tension. So yeah, there is an action there. I wonder, are you, how tight would you say that you pull your knots? Like on a, I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how tight? Oh, so this one is back to being the dark. So it went dark, light, dark, and over here it was darks and then the light one. So all right, so there's the yellows. And we did that in just over 30 minutes, so that's good. We'll get on to the greens next. So I have 2 greens. Yeah, that kind of works. Of course, one of the bigger problems in trying to do something like that is trying to see the whole overall thing of it. But yeah, I'll take a look and see if I can spot anything. And yeah, there's a few things here potentially. One is either you're holding too tight the tension, and that would give you more of a pain up in here, I would suspect. Um, but there is a thing where I did go for a duration because it is a very repetitive act. Um, and I don't know if it was just the environment or whatever else, but I had issues with not having enough magnesium, and it was causing me to have hand cramps. So my thumb would want to lock itself down like this if I was working on something for too long. But that's not as much from what I'm doing as it is how my body is. And so we have this. Mandy found this stuff. It's weird. It's called leg cramps. It's actually a thing. But is it like a magnesium tablet? You put a tablet under your tongue, it dissolves, and the cramps go away really, really quickly. So that's a thing. So yeah. Yeah, I would say that most of mine are probably a 5, 6. I have my knots are pretty firm. So yeah, yeah, it shouldn't be causing you pain. And um, yeah, I would try getting really analytical on that and try to see what part of the repetition could be leading to that, because that's clearly something you don't want to have. And yeah, okay, when it comes to trying to judge somebody else's nodding and how they do it, um, it's really, there is a bit of a difficult part of that because what is really, really comfortable for me, I imagine may not work for somebody else. I mean, I think it should. I know for a fact I can't do some things that other people do find comfortable though. When I first tried to do like basic macrame, the kind where, you know, you have like four strands, two run down the middle, and then the other two keep going over the top of each other. Um, I could not hold the two strands that stay still in one hand and then still manipulate the other things. I had to clip it at the top and the bottom, and then I could do everything else. And that made it super fast and easy for me, and I couldn't never figure out why anybody else would not do it that way. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, I imagine it's right. I know we have a friend who's left-handed, and we got talking about uh, fountain pens because I'm a huge fan of fountain pens, and she was explaining to me how that just does not work. They tried to show her ways of doing it for a left-handed person, but apparently that's just something of a nightmare. I don't know why this green, it's like twisting up funny. So they're not in a bunch, but they're definitely in a twist, man. Yeah, somehow this one particular green, just somehow the twist on the strands are different from everything else. It's really weird. And this is not something that happens like ever. I don't know. It's weird. It's just this one color. Once you kind of get them paired off or whatever, they seem to be fine. But in that group where it came from the Kumi, man, they all just tried to join up with each other. Just something about the way they were twisted. That might be the most relatable thing ever. 6 in the morning, comfortable in bed, but you're seeing knots getting done. Yeah. I've told the story. Like when I had the epiphany on how to actually tie a knot backwards, I got up and after having very, very little sleep, and I had to tie knots. Like I I absolutely had to see if what I had pictured in my head was in fact feasible. And you know, yeah. So when it comes to the compulsion to not, yeah, I understand. Oh, I didn't talk about the fact. So check this out. We still have a little ways to go when it comes to the watch hours. This is where we're at right now. Just over 400 watch hours left. That we basically it's a rolling thing. It's like how many watch hours you have in a 365-day period. So we are seriously trying to get to that 4,000 marker. Um, I will start getting actual money from the ads that YouTube puts on here, which would help me to be able to do more giveaways and have more fun things like that. So that would be a big thing. Wow, 7:45. Ooh, good Lord. You guys are up so early. The only reason I'm ever up at that hour is if I had to go to the toilet. I, I typically try to sleep in. I was up at that hour this morning, to be honest. I was up and compulsion made me kind of check my phone to see if there was any messages and stuff.
Might be up at the hour tomorrow morning.
You might be. Oh, tennis game? Yeah. Yeah. I personally would just watch it after and just, enjoy the sleep at the right sleeping hour. Ah, I did not know that a tortoise could be, well, could it be the body heat? Like just trying to keep warm? Or maybe they think of you as the protector? I have no idea.
I've only ever had turtles, so I don't know.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make both greens and then I will join them. And then I'll make both blues and then I will join them. And then I'll start connecting all of the rest of the pieces together. So, uh, I'll give the little guy a strawberry for me because I think that's awesome when you see a turtle with a strawberry. First off, they look super happy and then they look super murderous. I really like this color. It's sort of it's a darker green, but it's got a touch of like an aqua to it that's really nice. I never can tell if like it the camera really shows the colors as they're supposed to be, which really drives me insane. Yeah. Yeah, I have not seen a tortoise yet that didn't enjoy a strawberry. They just it for some odd reason it's a thing for them. They love it. And yeah, it's super cute. Oh, sorry. I sometimes because I work in the office and Mandy has her own office space, I don't always get to tell her everything that I've figured out. Um, the we had a problem before, like if you bought merch and it wouldn't show up on the screen, right? I
Mm-hmm.
got
Mm-hmm.
that fixed. I
Cool.
found the thing that makes that work, and I got it actually figured out. So that's kind of cool. I think it only works with the merch that comes up through here. Um, but yeah, it works now. Actually, I can show you. It's a cool effect. This is why I was so mad that it wasn't working before. Hang on, let's see if I can make it go. Here we go. I can't tell if it's doing it. Didn't do anything. Hang on, let's see if the other one works. Do, 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 do. That's so weird. So yeah, the member thing. Hang on, let's go to.
There it is.
Yeah, the member one works, but the merch one didn't. Do, 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 do. It's supposed to do this. But for some odd reason, the other thing wouldn't do it. That's so weird. I don't get it. Banana. What? Oh, goodness. Wow. I can't imagine. I love strawberries. I can't imagine breaking out. Well, I remember being allergic to something where I get the whole hive things, and we thought it was cheesecake, or it was like a raspberry cheesecake. Um, but then since then, I've been able to eat those and not break out. So we never did really figure out what it was. I just don't know. Oh no. How would I've never heard of anybody being deathly allergic to chocolate besides dogs. Well, I even thought that dogs like small amounts won't doesn't actually kill them. It's they have to have a
It depends on the dog.
really
Yeah. I mean, obviously, body weight always comes into play with allergies, but
right,
um, some dogs aren't allergic.
right,
You don't know until you know
right,
what's the
right,
problem. So
right. Because like I'm sure that when I was a kid, my dog got a hold of like chocolate cake and things like she was quick. Like you drop anything, it was hers. Yeah, my dad had grew strawberries and stuff. We had like a whole big yard full of different things that we grew. We had asparagus and cauliflower and just all kinds of stuff. And I hated all of it.
I was just thinking, those aren't your.
Yeah, no, no. Didn't like any of it. The only okay, so the one thing, okay, wait, there was a couple things in the yard that were good. I did like green beans, when they're still nice and crisp and right off the plant. I could munch on those periodically. Go out into the garden and just grab a couple of green beans and munch that. And then we had a hickory tree, which the nuts are nice. We had a little. My mom had a ball peen hammer. I sat around and had a bunch of those, so that was nice. Yeah, we had raspberries. Yeah, we had raspberries, and we had one that we're not supposed to have. Black currant? Is that the one? Is that the one that's like was sort of banned in the US or whatever because um there was something about the black currant and the Dutch elm disease. There was something like in the bacteria or the fungus or whatever it is that one helped the other to, you know, be killed off or whatever, something like that. Um, but we'd had it from long before, like the whole Dutch elm thing became a problem, and we never just got rid of them, and nobody really said anything. But yeah. Oh man, fresh raspberries while drinking cold beer is like I like a hot, you know, like what is it, summer autumn ish day when the whenever the raspberries are out, a cold beer and a raspberry just goes so well together. Oh no. What? But wait, don't rashes? I mean, I don't. I guess maybe not all of them, but aren't the aren't rashes like itchy and miserable? Like whenever I think of that kind of thing, I can't imagine me
Yeah, but
like.
when you're a little kid, you don't associate one with the other. That's why her mom knew
Yeah, but she was 15. Like at 15,
until she was 15.
okay. But like at some point, you have to think like, if I do the thing, I feel uncomfortable. I don't do the thing. That's why I don't drink like I used to. I got smart, realized I don't like that feeling the next day. I'm not 20 and able to do that kind of stuff day after day. It's not. Yeah, I remember the raspberry cheesecake one, man. It was like my whole body was like just like a burning kind of itch, and yeah, it was pretty miserable. I have no idea how many cheesecakes I missed out on because they assumed that's what it was. Yeah, allergies are no joke. They're not, yeah, something you just don't play with because the more you play with it, the worse it is for your body. Your body will start taking it like super personally. I know I'm allergic to sulfa, which is used in a bunch of the antibiotics and stuff. And first time, yeah, it's kind of got was sort of bad. Second time, yeah, super crazy bad. One more, it'll probably kill me. So yeah, I get kind of real serious about that one. Thinking about like how my mom used to like to for us to be able to use up the strawberries faster, whatever, she would take and cut them up into slices, like maybe quarter them, and then sprinkle sugar over the top of it. And the sugar would get in with the strawberries and make like a syrup. And yeah, we would just go nuts on strawberries. So yeah, I can imagine like, yeah, I would probably suffer a bit for that. I haven't had it with the sugar in a long time. So wait, isn't lactose intolerant like where like you drink milk or whatever and then you just get like really bad gas and just you fumigate the bathroom basically? That was how my ex was. Like she drank any kind of milk at all and yeah. Basically burn out your nose hairs. Yeah. But now there's like all kinds of like um lactose free milks and stuff for people that still want milk but don't want to, suffer. I don't know, is it that much more expensive? I guess it's probably is, right? They have to do processes to it. I guess it's going to cost. Hang on, I got to do something with my shoe. It's too tight. My foot's swelling. Oh man, I was getting super uncomfortable. There's only like I can't recall the last time I bought anything chocolate. Yes, we get because of Mandy's work and stuff, we have like log cakes and stuff delivered here. Um, but I can't remember the last time that I've gone out of my way to buy like a chocolate candy bar. Um, if I was going to go after something in particularly, it would be like I don't know if you guys ever had them. There's this thing called the ice cube. It's a little tiny chocolate square. I Is it German?
Yes, there is. As in chocolate
Well, the
that you want.
that pie thing,
That's the Hershey pie.
the Hershey pie. But hang on, take a. Have you ever had these things? This is. Oh my God, these things just melt. Like the moment you stick them in your mouth, they just like disappear. Oh my God. Like if I could find those, I mean, It says a 100 count tray here is $65, which just seems, what the heck? Let's see where.
The other thing that you ask for is during Easter.
The Cadbury eggs. Oh man, I love me some Cad. That's not really chocolate. I mean, that's just like.
It is chocolate. It just has a candy shell.
Well, no,
Quality Street.
the chocolate, the chocolate's on the outside. It's the gushy stuff on the inside that's not.
Hmm.
Um,
Quality Street.
yeah. When was the last time I asked for that? I won't. If if Quality Street shows up, I will definitely dismantle it in a very organized fashion. It's you start off with the ones that aren't as nice, and you save the good ones for later. And yes, the oh man, those ice cubes. Wait, does it say where they're from? Do Albert's chocolate, blah 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 blah. Where yeah, everybody mentions the fact that they melt when they get warm. Yes, they totally do. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, in America, you can get 100 of them at Walmart for $31.99. It just figures it's so much more here. Where is they from? Do. Been around since the 1930s.
Germany.
Yeah, okay. I figured it had to be like one of those kind of things. Yes. Yeah, they're incredibly sinful. I don't I don't remember how we got introduced to them. But my sister started buying these containers that were, I don't know if you guys remember, like in stores, like long ago, they had these things that look like a fishbowl, kind of turned, kind of cocked, and then you'd pull off the little lid and pulled out your candies and stuff out of it. Yeah, she was buying those whole fishbowl things full of these chocolates, and then stick them in the freezer because for some odd reason these things, they as soon as you put it in your mouth it just melts. It's it's the weirdest thing. It's so almost not a solid, and so you put them in the freezer, get them good and cold, and on a hot day you throw this thing in your mouth and it just goes into this nice rich chocolatey. Oh man, I feel really bad for talking about something this yummy with somebody who's allergic to it. Now that's that's awful. I'm a bad man. I'm sorry. Yeah, so the two greens here, man, could not be more different. But like, so yeah, I can see you having to put the chocolates and stuff back. But there's like lots of other sweets that aren't chocolate that are fun. Like go nuts on jelly beans. Like jelly beans are awesome. Or candy corn. Like me some candy corn. Hey, there's our other smiley face. It's the rah-rahs. It's all good. It's that time of year where it's getting a little harder to get up in the mornings and little harder to avoid all the extra commitments and stuff. That's why we're missing a few friends here tonight. Oh, you were out in town. That's this time of year. You're getting towards that whole yeah. I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. Oh man. And when they go with the yellows next to it, it's going to be really good. I'm I'm really enjoying the direction this whole thing is taking. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so far we just got the yellows done earlier. Now these greens, and then the next will be the blue, and then I'll put the yellow, green, and blue together, and hopefully we get as much done tonight as we did last week. So, hey, there's there's the other bag maker. Earlier, I was mentioning the fact that I couldn't think of your name, and then as soon as you popped up into the chat, I'm like, that was the one. It's something about I don't know, like it's like my brain almost registers shapes and stuff. Like it's not the name, it's the shape of the letters together or something that like makes the connection for me. I can't. It's funny, but yes, it's all good. It's like I was saying earlier, it's that time of year for oversleeping. It's getting a little cooler. The bed feels a little nicer. I get it. I've been there. Not there now. It's even with the air conditioner running, it's 27 in here right now. You're making me want to mess with the stickers. We've got little robot stickers that um, as we add more members, we get to have more of the stickers. Um, but right now there's 5 of them. I kind of feel like replacing one of the stickers with a little chocolate cake. Yeah, I can't wait to see when all of the colors get put together. And it's funny because when that happens, it's just a short moment before then it turns into a cylinder, and then you really don't get to see quite the same thing anymore. Like there's just a brief moment where it's a flat thing. Um, but that said, the colors are going to definitely go around so that every color will mix with every other color. So that's going to be kind of fun. Yeah, I was going to say like I'm sure there's a way of doing that, but I don't know how you would do that.
Trial and error seems dangerous.
Yeah, individual, especially if it can go big. She loves the the kumis that have a lot of stuff, like big numbers. Okay, so that's kind of intriguing. All right. The other shoe started feeling too tight. I don't know what's going on with that, but so Brittany, your bag is going to be 432 strings. Is that right? That's going to be pretty big. Yeah, the square ones can do some stuff a little bit differently. You can actually make like a flat kumi. Um, but yeah, that's a whole different beast. That would take a little bit of researching. You did that one flat one. That was pretty neat. But that was just trying to make up for a fact that it was a really weird number. not even sure if that bracelet is out yet, to be honest. Is it? That's the difficulty about making videos in advance. It's trying to remember which ones are available versus the ones that are not. Do you remember anything about that bracelet? The one that was flat?
No.
I can't remember anything about the pattern. I just remember it's kind of... So yeah, 3 shades of each color. If each loop is like mine, where there's 12 strings in each loop, 12 times... If it's 3 colors... Wait, hang on. Let me redo the math. So it's 3 things times 6 times 12. Oh yeah, so I did it wrong. 216 strings. That's still, well, I'm doing 144. So 216 is really... We've done some 200 string bags, right?
Yes.
I know the bucket bag was 400. Yeah, kumis are essentially really the most simple thing. It's one string goes up, one string comes down, turn. One string goes up, one string comes down, turn. That's all that there is to a kumi. But much like when you start a bracelet, everything at the start of your bracelet is determined by the order that you put the strings into. Well, kumis is even more so because nothing changes once you've started it. So a lot of what a nice kumi comes down to is that original string placement. So you'll see like there's a lot of my video shorts about kumis is about where Mandy started out with the strings and then how it turned out. Because essentially that's the biggest part of the whole thing. Yeah, so this is another one of those really fun shades of blue here. You know, I could have gone with just like a real basic, dark blue, like, I don't know. But running this rainbow the way I did, I really tried to make it kind of interesting and make it pop. Yeah. Um, so this is, I only did like a small segment for how this one is laid out. This is all still the same piece. So it's the dark is in this group here. These are the 12 strings, and this diamond represents the loop. The next one is the light pink. And essentially it just goes through all the colors, just do the same exact thing. The first one where they join it's the darker. The next two are from the lighter side coming this way, and the next one is dark. And they each just keep joining like this, and you can see like it's the lighter purple, then the darker, the lighter blue, then the darker, the lighter green, then the darker. And then coming from the other side was the oranges, then the yellows, and then the greens again. So yeah, the whole pattern, it's over on my website. It's actually it's pinned to the top. If you go into tutorials and all tutorials, it's the top one, and it will be until we finish this, and then we go to the next one, which will be, I don't remember which is our next bag, but I I can assure you it's not one of the easy ones. We have a few um, bags coming up that are going to be a bit more advanced. More, I'm going to have to find a way where I can see the pattern and see the chat at the same time, because I'm going to need both of those. So yeah, it's going to be a thing. Yeah, I really need to get a new monitor. I My monitor is like a TV, which makes it big, but it's not. It doesn't have like super good high reses or whatever. I want one of the wide screens so I can put the windows side by side and better see all this stuff. Oh, the Kumi. So this Kumi, I just looked this up for somebody else. Hang on. I'm going to get past the link to Mandy. Do. Got it. Okay, so I just shot the link over to Mandy. It kind of can't get into the chat here, but she can. So I'll let her pass it to you. Yep, there was. Yeah, and it's actually mentions the fact that it was for the next bag. So yeah, that's how I was able to do the search for it. I have a whole bunch of Kumi shorts that I have to work on. That might be something I'm working on during the members live stream tomorrow, as well as I've got some other pattern making videos to work on. So yeah, lots of stuff going on tomorrow. Lots of stuff this week, really. I mean, I'm taking 2 days off, and Thursday's probably going to be a short work day. But a lot of stuff going on, man. I need to start figuring out a way for like the Kumi shorts. I should probably like either in the names or in the descriptions work on some of that, because a lot of times the Kumi videos come out a lot earlier than the actual project, and so I don't like to say what the project was going to be, but I need to maybe sort that out to after the project comes out, go back and update the video or something. I don't know. Have to find a creative way of making that happen. That was weird. Your phone just made everything kind of do an echo over here.
My phone?
Wasn't that your phone that made the bleeps?
No.
There was a weird sound effect that sounded like a phone notification or something.
My phone's on silent.
Oh, weird. Wonder what that was then. Maybe it was just feedback, but it was like an interesting feedback. Cool. So one more diamond. Yeah, it's the light blue. Yeah, something like that, right? But then somehow I need to figure out how to attach the link to of the short to the project itself. That's the part that's confusing me because the short comes out so much earlier. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that's we were just talking about these earlier. You're talking about these. These I made a video to making each of the patterns, and they are scheduled, and because of the existing schedule, they don't come out until early next year. However, those videos are available to the members section of YouTube, as well as the members have access to a additional posts in the community area. So the patterns are there, as well as the patterns are also available over on Patreon. So I figured since I had something so early, I would toss it out to the people who were helping the channel monetarily. So they got it first, but they are coming out. So if you just hang in there a little bit, they will be free. I mean, I don't like the idea like that you have to pay to get, to have something, like the whole strict paywall thing, but um, to help get pay for string and everything else, kind of had to go and do these things, the Patreon and the members only thing. Um, so I do try to reward them with whatever I can, and but it to make it so it is free late eventually. You know, it's if people are patient, they can still have it. And members get the smiley face. And the longer you have the smiley face, the smiley face will gradually keep changing colors. So the people who have the smiley faces will be able to recognize the newbies versus the those OGs. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of it. I don't know how many videos are actually available, especially to the members right now, but it's a bunch. I know that the level of how far ahead I am is a ways. And every day it seems like I'm adding more stuff to that. So at least I'm trying to. I kind of I kind of feel like if I'm not working, I'm falling behind, and I don't want that. Yeah, but you have to be. So the rainbow smiley face is what, after 4 years or something? It's crazy. It'll be a while before we get to the rainbow ones, but
3 years, I think.
3 years? Yes. Okay. I knew it was a
I
while.
think so.
So the membership on YouTube is like $5 Singapore, which is like $3.99 in the US. Pretty sure it's 3.99. $3.99. Yeah. I didn't I didn't make it much. I tried to keep. Oh, and if you actually sign up while we're in a live stream, something will pop up on the screen and make a big noise, and that's kind of fun. Yeah, there's like I don't know. I was playing with it earlier. I tried to show like there's a if you buy merch, it shows up. If you do things, yeah, it's yeah. Oh, it's way cheaper than a Starbucks. Yeah, yeah. I think a Starbucks here. I think my basic starting price for almost anything is at least $8. So yeah, it is cheaper than a Starbucks. Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. I wanted. I figured like there's probably kids out there that might want to become a member of this kind of thing. I didn't want to like because like they let you kind of set the price range or whatever, and they were suggesting $30, and I'm like, that's just I don't see anybody who's following me that's going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to throw $30 a month at the channel, no matter what I'm putting out there. It's just not likely to be a thing. So yeah, I just went with $5. It's like I said, it's like $5 Sing is like, you know, 3.99 US. Hey, there we go. Wait, they didn't do the pop-up thing on the other thing. Where is that? Maybe it takes a minute. Yay. Welcome. Welcome to the club. There it goes. There's the thing. That's awesome. It works. I didn't I didn't actually know that the box was going to show up in the chat like that. That's that's way cool. Woohoo. So so now tomorrow, one of the things if you want to catch the live stream tomorrow will be me updating the thing. Well, I'll run it here just because we haven't even done it yet, and gives me a good opportunity to thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members who help contribute to making the channel possible. And tomorrow we will be adding Brittany's name to the little scrolly thing going by there. So, yeah, welcome to a very exclusive club. Or inclusive? Exclusive? It's a club. I don't know.
It's an inclusive, it's an exclusive inclusive club.
Well said. Yeah, we just had to update that thing. Um, was it today? Yesterday, because we have a new Patreon supporter, and so I just got done putting that thing together. But then recently, well, not very recently, but a little while back, Patreon changed their logo, and I was thinking I should probably change it to match so that way people know that they're in the right webpage. And so I was working on that today, and I was thinking, well, the next time I have to do the update, I'll get that fixed. And yeah. There's Phil with the mayhem. All right. Oh yeah. I saw a great cartoon where the wolf was paying off the Kool-Aid guy and the pigs were in the little brick house going, "Uh-oh." So this is the last of the loops. We put the two blues together and put the rest together. And yeah, start the whole assembly process. Nice. I always was kind of bothered by the whole, like, so the Kool-Aid man is the pitcher and he carries around liquid that he shares to other people inside of himself. I'm it's a little disturbing, honestly. Unless he's the liquid, but then he's sharing himself with others. He's got to be the container, right? I don't.
Either way is disturbing.
Yeah. That's the problem about growing up when you start to get analytical and you start looking at these things and you start to like question, wait, what was that? I just remembered I got to pull up another thing and show you guys. Yeah, right? Yeah. Right. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there is new merch out. Have you guys seen it? It's the Don't Break the Kevin. There's hats. I even found there. Check it out. There's a fanny pack. I'm honestly like that. That's probably for me right there with a nice "Don't Break the Kevin" on it. The I'm definitely getting the sticker, and yeah, I had to throw in a tank top because it's really warm here in Singapore, and I imagine that I will also have the tank top. So yeah, but yeah, don't break the Kevin. So the reverse vampire. Ooh. Well, they never said it's glass. It's just see through. It could be diamond, right? I mean, he is breaking walls. If it was something damageable like glass, he would not be like just running into walls like that. Cool. Inspiring people to try new things. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you for telling me how you want that. Absolutely. Vibranium glass. Ooh. Wasn't there supposed to be an aluminum glass according to um Star Trek? The one where they had to go back to the 80s and get a whale because otherwise the big stick thing was going to come down and destroy Earth in the future. They had to have the whales to respond to it.
Vibranium glass sounds way cooler.
Yeah, but I mean, it was the Scotty helped them do aluminum glass that he needed to be able to build the tank inside of the Klingon spaceship to bring the whales to the future. It was the one where basically said that too much LDS in the 60s or something because Spock was being weird. Latter Day Saints, as opposed to LSD, which would have been the drug, which he meant. It was just the stuff was too funny. I don't remember which one that was. I'd watch it again though. If I find out that's like on Netflix or something, I'm totally watching it. Yeah, Scotty tried talking to the mouse, not realizing that their computers were so out of dated and stuff. He was like, "Okay, computer," and it didn't respond, and they were like, yeah. I'm just if I had the ability to animate, I could do so many bad things. I can just picture this Kool-Aid man being like, "Hey, how about some of this?" and then get some, little sloshing action going around. Yeah, he always did have the red one inside it, right? He never actually changed the flavors. Like all the different breaking in, it was always the red one. What's up with that? Yeah, this light blue is really like a bright sort of. It's not even like sky blue. It's just so light in color. Yeah. Yeah, the Flavor Aid was the cheapy knockoff, right? There was I remember my sister who uh absolutely was all about like whatever the cheapest things, like the worst knockoff cereals, the worst ice creams, everything. That woman loved to save $1 at the grocery store. Oh my God. Oh man, my strings tried to put in a knot down here towards the end where they're not supposed to be. I could feel it when I was pulling it through. It was like it was snagging into something. I hate when this happens. It throws off the whole rhythm of pulling the knot. There we go. Yeah, they are. Knockoff food ones are always hilarious. Oh man, thinking of okay, years and years and years and years ago, and this is actually bracelet related slightly. I went to a party in Ann Arbor that was about 35 miles away from home. And they were playing music in the park, and I was busy making bracelets, and I sold a number of them. So I had a bit of money in my pocket. And my friends from Detroit, mind you, for me to get home to Pontiac, the easiest way is to make it back to Detroit and take a bus. My friends from Detroit, a few of them went off kind of early, and I've got money. I'm making some bracelets. I'm doing kind of okay. I decided to hang out a little bit later, but then as things were kind of winding down, um, there was no longer room in anybody's car for me. And so I'm suddenly going to be stuck about 35 miles away from home. Um, there was some nice people came along. Hey, you all right? I'm like, I just don't know how I'm going to get back to Detroit or to Pontiac. And they're like, well, if you need a place to stay tonight, we've got a place. You can stay here at it's like a sorority house or whatever. It was terrible. There was like, there was a bed, but there was no like, well, like there's a mattress. There's no blankets, no sheets, whatever that I slept on. The next morning, I needed to basically walk home. And it's, like I said, it's 35 miles. It's a long ways. As I'm walking along, um, it's summertime. It's kind of hot out, dying of thirst. I run into these two kids have set up. It's not even a lemonade stand. It's a Kool-Aid stand. And I'm good and thirsty at this point. And so like, sure, I'll take a glass. I got some money on me now. I sold the bracelets, right? I get a glass from them. Oh my God. I don't know how much sugar these kids thought go into a pitcher of Kool-Aid, but I guarantee they more than doubled it, the normal amount. And I tell you what, talk about getting an extra little zip in your step for the walk home. Holy smokes. Man, oh man. Yeah, so that was like when I think of like sweet Kool-Aid, like my mind almost always goes back to that one time. Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing was just really like murder mattress. Yeah, it was scary. It was weird. The thing was is like without having sleep, I don't think I would have made it, trying to do it like an all night walking because the streets to get from there to home are sort of back road ish with like the kind that don't have like street lights or whatever. So it would have probably have been like hit by a car and killed or something. So it was like you had to do it in the daytime. Oh, and the worst part, the sneakers I had back then were the Converse All Stars. And I'm walking on the side of the road with like the big stones and stuff, like the big pointy rocks. That is not comfortable on with those kind of sneakers. Like after that, I like developed a whole love for like the high techs because they have like the protection over like that soft area of your foot, so that way like big rocks don't hurt. Yeah. No, I don't. I no. That would have a UV light would have made that really awkward and no. No. Some some things are better left not known. So I kind of think that like the blues and the green are probably the colors that have the biggest gap between like the I don't know how to describe it. Like in the colors, like there's like number values for like hues and the stuff, and like the two purples, they're kind of close to each other on that kind of a scale. Um, Same with pretty much most of them, but the greens and the blue are the ones that have like the biggest difference. I think that's going to become pretty obvious as it goes along. Yeah, yeah, but aren't Uggs like pretty like not made for summertime? Yeah, I don't walk on the sides of the roads anymore. I'm like we have sidewalks everywhere in Singapore. So now I've like got regular plain old sneaks and it doesn't matter. But once upon a time, I had to be prepared for everything. Oh man, if you like the Converse, you should try the Vans. Vans have that sort of like the same flat bottom thing, but they're more kind of awesome. Skechers for arch support, really? So I have inserts for my arch, and actually I just got a device. Mandy got me this thing for stretching because I have the pain from well, I forget there's a fancy term. What is it? Fascia something.
Plantar fasciitis.
Yes. Basically, my arch is falling and it's causing me a world of pain. And so I'm supposed to be doing a bunch of stretching. And Mandy got me this cool thing for stretching, and it works out pretty cool. Yeah, they well, no, but that was a phase they went through for sure. It got me some love for some MBSs. Those are some amazing shoes. Or MBT, that's it. Yes, they are. Oh my God. Back when I was taking dad to the daycare and mom to the activity center and putting in like just so many steps every single day, it was the Doc Martens that held up during that whole duration. I had the ones that kind of look like sneakers. Um, Man, those things totally held up through all of that. Like that was a pretty intense period. Yeah, I've thought about getting another pair of Doc Martens. I still have the one brown pair. I could bust those out. Yeah, I had the taller, like the common boot, back when I was in the U.S. Back when I used to walk to the cell phone store for work. I had to walk. Can't remember how many miles it was. It was a ways. It was like 3 miles, no, or 3 or 5 miles, whatever it was. Um, but yeah, wore those for a couple of years at least. Yeah, Vans are nice. I like Vans. So you can see when they join, the first one is the one that comes from the left doing the right knots. And then it's like all I had to do is remember that one little thing. And now this one was the green, so the next one is the blue. Yeah, I don't think I'm the kind of guy that keeps shoes for 20 years mostly. I've just, well, I still have, okay, so I still have that one pair of boots. I got married in Doc Martens, and but the tall boots, I don't feel like real comfortable wearing tall boots and shorts, and there's very few occasions uh, for me to actually wear like jeans or anything. It's just stupid hot over here all the time. It's summertime all year long. So yeah. But yeah, we had we had Doc Martens. If you send me a link, honey, I'll open it up and pull it up on the.
On my way. Looking for one that shows shoes.
There was one
I
specifically.
know, I know. So I'm looking for them.
Yeah, I can totally picture it. Yeah, there was a lot of photos. We had good friends with cameras, so lots of photos.
That one.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Do 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 do. There he is. He's cute. Uh, that was a very special day. I'm getting all mushy over here. Oh man, and if you compare the size of our shoes, like seriously, her feet are so little.
You could probably fit my shoes inside your shoes.
There's no probably. You could absolutely. It's how much more could you fit in there with it? Nice. Yeah, we's kind of cute. Cool. So rather than trying to come down further, let's add the other color. And so this is the kind of stuff you get to see a lot in the behind the scenes. This was me just actually looking over at the larger one and going, okay, purple, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Yeah, like just have to double and triple check everything because I am so scared of making mistakes. Oh, that could be fun. My sister was real big into the whole stained glass thing. Um, I played around with it a little bit. I got some of the silver tape, and I don't know if you ever seen the little baubles that they sell that like they're like bits of glass, and they pour. Typically, they pour them into like a vase and like have fake flowers or something sticking out, but like the little round baubles that's it's just glass or whatever. I attached a bunch of them together, uh, the way you do the stained glass, and it went into the window of our trailer to kind of give us a little bit more privacy. Our front window is like this skinny, tall window. Um, so yeah, it was kind of neat looking. And because the baubles had different colors or whatever, when the sunlight came through it, the light that it cast around the room was just absolutely amazing. I wish I had a photo of that. Kind of wasn't. It was kind of like pre um, taking photos of everything with your cell phone kind of thing. Like my cell phone back then was when a yellow flip phone, like bright yellow flip phone, heavy duty, had some GPS stuff on it. Not like you could like follow a map. It just told you your longitude and latitudes, which I'm not sure how much help that would be. But I always imagined that like if I drove off the road or something, I would be able to tell the rescue people like kind of where I was and that, that maybe that would be helpful. But yeah, no phone, no cameras on the phones back then. Yeah, it was. It was. As a matter of fact, yes. Wow. We've been married, what, 11 years? 12 years.
12 years in Jan.
Yeah. So this can really kind of go a couple different ways. So I'm going to try to describe those possibilities. Um, Obviously, today we're just going to be basically working on this segment thing here. But next week, we can join this and the other big chunk together, um, and then work within the diamond area that is, and that would probably could take up the entire thing, or we can just go a little ways with it and then join the other ends together, which I mean, it can really kind of go either way. At first, I think I'm kind of leaning towards seeing how much of it can be put together while it's flat, because that will make for a really good photo. Um, like the most of the colors being, mixing together or whatever, that you'll be able to see before it's a cylinder. So I'm kind of leaning towards that, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh, cool. Where's my Discord? This one. Oh, hey, there's the Can dude joined. That's cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, when you do it flat, you have the problem with the thing in the corner. Like that's what I love about cylinders, um, is you get to keep the colors kind of running around and not doing that. Yeah, there's always something nice about remaking a an old friend, because after a while, the bracelet isn't just the bracelet anymore, is it? It's something that's, you know, you look down and you remember like, wow, I've had that for a while, that's been there since, whatever kind of events have gone on through your life. So yeah, there are times where remaking an old one is totally makes a lot of sense. I get that. Is that a question for me? How to store like this thing? I have. It's kind of a mess over there. Um, I have. What are those supposed to be for? I'm sure it's not meant to be what I use it for.
What?
The hooks. What is that?
They're just wall hooks. I mean, coats and stuff.
So it's supposed to be
I
for
guess
hanging
towels and.
hanging clothes or towels up. Okay, so I have like um these hooks that when not in use they flip upwards and it just looks like a couple pieces of wood up on the wall. So the
You should
hooks,
take a photo.
it's a mess. There's a bunch of stuff up there right now, so I
Oh,
can't. So, um, okay. So the hooks are just about the a nice size that a clip like this can can hang from it. And so I take and do that, and I hang it up there. And no, that really. Wait, do I have? I thought I might have had a. What did I definitely shared photos when we first had those up, and oh, with
What
the
is
big
this?
project. Oh yeah, that's totally the thing, isn't it? So it's these. These are the. It's like that, except for there's six instead of four, and I have two rows of them. And somewhere I know that there's some pictures from the big project that was in there because that was a thing for a minute. There was just a ton of string with the big project. So yeah, I don't have a lot of projects. Okay, well, okay, like if I have, and you're gonna probably see a lot of that if you actually watch the behind the scenes stuff. But if I have, um, I don't have a number of bracelets I'm working on at one time, but I have this is in the makings, right? So this is Mandy got the this silicone disc with the string in it to make this kumi, and it comes in these little baskets, and then she passes it back to me in there, and the little basket has, you know, a little post-it note that tells me which project that belongs to, and I can go to the where the I save the patterns and stuff. Typically, it's the website. Make the web pages and stuff after I make the video, and then I use the same pattern that I share with everybody else to actually make the bracelet. And then those go off back into the basket after I've made the bracelet, goes back into the basket. Well, then there's like photographing it and stuff, which gets passed to Mandy, and then she gets them sent off into the shop. So, like, there's a whole bunch of processes to it, but there's not a lot of things that are kind of going on. Like, I typically don't have like multiple projects. Like, there'll be this, like the bag for the Saturday things, and then there's everything else. And typically it's one project at a time, kinda. Like I might do a couple of the making the patterns together at a time, and then do a couple making the bracelets at a time. So yeah. Uh, wait, they can. I knew they did strawberries. I didn't know they could do frozen strawberries. Do do they get brain freeze? Like I would get brain freeze. I'm. Well, how would you know if a tortoise had a brain freeze? Right on. Wait, do you have to set up something for like a boundary to keep them from like chasing the food around the house? 'Cause I'm picturing as they bite it, it starts to slide. Do you have to like box them in with the food? I'm picturing the smooth floors we have here. Maybe it's different there. But yeah, you don't want to have them on carpet with strawberries. I'm trying to picture this. So now I'm picturing the inside of the shell as a whole little house. There's a little fireplace in there to kind of warm up with. Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Hmm.
With an eating dome? No. Yes, you have to take care of the turtles. They can't afford much, you know. They can't shell out for anything. Aw. Wow. I've seen tortoises like if they see a certain color, they just feel the need to just ram into it. I think the color, I think it's black. Like the dude put some like regular um like packing tape or whatever around his shoe and it was fine. Peel that off, shows the black shoe, turtle just starts banging into it, like just goes absolutely like vicious. I have no idea what the hell that's about. Like I can't even picture a single reason why instinct would make them want to do that. Yeah. I think pretty much when you own a bird, you have to be prepared for a mess. They're gonna they're gonna crap wherever they do. They're gonna throw food all over the place. It's they make a mess. That's what they do. They're cute, they're entertaining, and that's the price. I know a lot of the photos from the big project ended up in a video, kind of a wrap up thing of it. But was there a web page at all dedicated to the big project? I don't think there was.
Seems like it should be. 9 months of work and you didn't create a web page?
Kind of seems crazy, right? I was well, that period probably did not get a lot of tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of videos back then for the Patreon. That was the phase where we tried doing like daily diary-ish things over there. That was like a oh, that's sad. Oh, so I checked to see if I took pictures of the strings on the wall for Instagram. There was none. Man, there's still one of the special bracelets left. I forgot about that. There's still so hang on. I don't know if you guys even remember this, but hang on. Desktop. So I was looking back here in the days of the big project, and there was it six of them? One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, six bracelets that were made to be um special edition. They were basically the leftover string that I had from here, and I swore that I would never make them again. This was a special edition thing. There's still one left in the shop, if I'm not mistaken. I hadn't thought about this in ages, but it's been a year or more. Um, and that's still a thing. So yeah, I mean, anybody's into nostalgic-y, cool whatevers. Um, yeah, that's still a thing. Tamagotchi. Oh my God, there's something I haven't thought about in a long time either. I when I was a kid, we were too poor to own a Tamagotchi. So basically I had a cockroach inside of a matchbox. So did you check for big projects inside of the AKAAWOL? Was there anything in there? Because I honestly I don't remember doing it. I know there was a bunch of photos. Oh, I wonder.
Yes, you did a complete coverage.
Never mind. I found. What was this for? This was. Wait, did I find two? Oh man. Okay, so this do. This is how I used to do it. Um, this whiteboard thing was it's like kids make their science projects and stuff with it. And then there was a couple of clips that held this onto our closet door, and the rest of the clips held the string. And that worked fine. You can even see that I used the clips to hold the color numbers on for the things I was working on. So that worked out for a long time. But then we went and got this for the office. This is before the office got painted. And if I'm not mistaken, this was for the, um, was that the first pillow? Was the first pillow the oranges? I think it was. Um,
Yes, yes.
right. So yeah, right after right after I got done with so these were photos that were used. There's a bunch of stuff for the big project in this folder. These were all the photos that were used in OBS while we were working on the projects and stuff. Like there was the pattern used for the big project. Don't get your strings in a bunch in a sweaty going to see the movies because I die from the cold at the movies. Too funny. Oh wait, and we've got the old merch going on over here. This is obviously the that mouse pad is no longer available. There is a giant one that's still out there, but this is some of the retired stuff. So if you managed to collect that back when, awesome. If not, um, sorry, because the new stuff is kind of cool too, though. So yeah, if you see things in the merch shop that you like, I guess the moral of that story is get it while you can, because I changed that stuff up. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this Mandela effect thing. There's a gal that does some funny stuff over on Instagram, always talking about that. Drives me insane. So where'd the folder thing go where those images came from? Oh, right. That's those. Oh, yeah. I kind of feel like that once upon a time I was a little bit more organized with throwing in photos into the mix with the videos and stuff. Oh man, so this bright yellow is so close to this green. Look at that. That they're really. Wait, how is it almost already one? How did I get so much more done? Were we at this really late last week?
No,
Like later than normal?
no, last week was short. Remember? Because we had a Sunday getaway thing.
Oh, right. But this is only the second week of doing this though, right? So how did I get so much more done last week than this week? I guess looking at photos doesn't help, but yes, I had a tie organizer back in the day, and yes, those work out pretty darn amazing for this kind of thing. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I was looking for one when we ended up getting the hook things that I have here in the office. That was one of the original things. The only thing about the tie organizer that I had an issue with is if you're trying to cut a lot of string of each color. Like what I was doing with the pillows and stuff. I was sometimes cutting, you know, 15, 20 skeins of each color. The the hooks on the tie organizers are so close to each other, it doesn't hold that big bulk of string on the loop. And typically speaking, I didn't need more than maybe a dozen or so hooks at a time because I'm not necessarily ever working with so many colors at once. Well, yeah, there's a thing about like if you do the one job at a time, like if you get all the strings cut all at once, um, you can be in that mode and you can be really productive. If you try to like, if I had cut these strings for these loops and then made the loop and then went to go cut the strings and then come back and make the next loop or whatever, it's the most inefficient way of doing it. Um, and I'm all about like trying to shorten the work and make it easier and whatever. Like I just, yeah. Oh, had an epiphany. I think it was actually during one of my daytime live streams. You guys might actually be able to find the moment it hit. Um, so like I have this thing where if I'm working on the left side, I stay working on the left side, and then I if I have to go over to the right, go over to the right. And I always thought it was just the whole um, efficiency, the stitch and time thing or whatever. Um, and I know for a fact that it's a little bit more efficient, but I hadn't really thought about like its origin, like where did that really come from? And the other day, um, while I was working on something, it hit me where that actually comes from. It comes from working outdoors. Back in the day, I used to take my strings on a clipboard and I would go down to Hart Plaza and like right on the river near Canada side or whatever in Detroit, and I would make bracelets outside. And when the wind is blowing, a lot of your string is doing this, you know? And so if you stay to the one side, those are the strings that you just had sorted. And so as you go back over them again, they're the ones that you're not having to kind of mess with. And it, as far as being efficient goes, like it absolutely is the efficient way of doing it. And now that I'm indoors and sitting with the easels and whatever else, I don't have that problem. But that idea is still etched in my mind of how that little bit of time each with each row makes a difference as to how long it takes to make your bracelet. So yeah, just a weird fun thing that, kind of came back and 26 colors. Wow. I think well, okay, the bucket bag had absolutely the most colors, but it's all random and it could go in any way. The most complex numbered one was 144 colors. That bag's actually still for sale. That's a ridiculously intense one. Um, do I seriously just wait? There's got to be more. It's got to be older. That's got to be a repost. Where's the? It's this one. There's 144 colors. I often refer to this one when I'm talking about um, the need to have the case full of colors because that's what made that possible. Where see back when it got made? Like there's the big bucket bag. This is the one that has the most because this was the remnants of the 144 colors plus a whole bunch of extra string that I had cut up. There's the there's the 144 right here next to it. So you can see this one, this the bucket bag is 400 strings versus this other one. Well, I guess it's 144 because it was yeah. Well, no, it might be 144 times two. Yeah, it's 144 times two, whatever that is.
288.
288. Yeah. So that 288 strings for this. Yeah. So, and then this was the other alternative version of it where it was flat and I started at the bottom and worked my way up. And the crazy part is that the two sides are different and this is how they're different is the way I started the bottom of it. The colors go different to different sides. So yeah, that was a doozy. That was some crazy stuff there. That's some of the more insane things that I've ever done. Yeah, I don't post an awful lot to the Instagram anymore because I was playing around with this style of posting or whatever that sort of kind of messed that whole thing up. I'm gonna try to get to where I post more on there again. We'll have to see how it goes. It's everything over here is currently a work in progress. So yeah, 240 strings is no joke. I mean, that's a right respectable amount right there. And you guys can use the Discord to post up your pictures and share and work on encouragements and stuff. Like I'm all for it. I think
The printer just came to life.
that's not creepy.
Mm-mm. Not in the least.
Oh man, could that mean that our Googles are becoming sentient and they're gonna start sending us ransom notes via the printers?
Damn.
Oh no.
I think that's a yes.
I think it is.
Where's Rainbow when we
Oh,
need
I
her?
was just gonna say we don't have a rainbow to protect us. Oh my God. Later tonight or tomorrow when she's watching this, she's just gonna die laughing. That's great. That sounds wow. That's awesome. So there's a thing with the kumis. If you start off like so you've already seen what the pattern looks like, right? So you know that that's where you started. You go through the whole measures, right? I'm not sure if the blacks were on the top position, like the north, where it says like 32 at or not, but we're just going to use that as the hypothetical. So the blacks were on the 32. when it comes all the way back around and everything ends up exactly where it started, is typically, I believe, where Mandy knows that that's big enough to be the loop, right? That way, when you make the next loop and you follow the same thing, all your loops will be the exact same length. I don't know if that is going to help you much, but it should. I don't. Maybe Mandy can. Am I right though, honey? That's how you
Mm-hmm.
gauge the kumis. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it just helps to make them all exactly the same length, because that kind of helps to add to the whole, like, how awesome the overall project will look. Ooh, yeah. There's okay. That part obviously has to be done in a planning stage, and yeah, that's some pretty big stuff right there. Um, because yeah, you can totally do the flat edges for a bag, kind of the flat edge like the big project was done, and that's pretty cool. Um, Maybe still have one loop to put the button on it. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, he can be a charmer sometimes. Forget about it. The bot mob. Oh my gosh. Oh no, the printer's the henchman. The printer's in my bedroom. That's the last place I want that. I think I'm sleeping in the office. Oh
That's interesting.
no. Oh no. Now my brain is suddenly remembering God, what was that movie? Oh shit, that movie effed me up. Um
Oh, I know. The one with all the machines came to
yes.
life
Yes.
and got murderous.
Yes. It was a Stephen King thing. Oh my god. The trucks and the
Maximum overdrive.
yes. Oh man, we were just talking about ACDC too. That was their song for that one as well.
Oh, don't
It
put
was
ideas in his head.
it was the Who Made Who. Oh man. Johnny Five was nice. Probably the most terrifying thing on Maximum Overdrive was the coach that got killed by the soda machine.
You would get killed by your coffee machine.
No. That's awesome.
But's on it tonight.
Oh, that's good. Oh, man. Oh, you know what? I think we actually have tied what I did last week. The thing is I went flat across as opposed to the other way because the one purple didn't get a number of squares. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. I bet you it actually equates out to being very similar. That's funny. All right, there we go. So let's see what it looks like. Unfortunately, I don't think we can show it all. Oh, wait, I can. Wait. If I get Mandy out of there, that's like the whole thing all together. I can't quite hold it where you can see it all. Wait, maybe if I. There. So that's how far we are. I think next week we will work on this little area. Wonder. So I have another choice that we can make. We can either work on it with putting those together, or we can work on it with putting these together. And seeing as how this is the side that it needs work, I guess that probably makes more sense. I guess. I don't know. Those are next week problems. So for now, I can just kind of put these on their little clip, and they're going to get stowed away. And yeah, I'll bring you back. There you go. Well, it's wide, and I can't. It's not as easy to zoom with this one because it doesn't focus. So yeah, we'll have to see what we do for next week because that's gonna be a thing. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. It has been a blast. You guys definitely make the whole thing fun. It was no, it was not the 8 ball. Oh, that's awesome. Um, we'll be back next week with another live stream of me working on this. Meanwhile, there'll be a bunch of shorter live streams. Well, no, I say shorter. Some of these have been 5 hours long. There'll be live streams going on during the week, behind the scenes, me making videos and stuff. And you guys can go become a member and check that all out. There's also some stuff to go if you want to go see the Patreon. That's the thing. Wait, let me just hit the thing. Yes. Thanks to members and Patreon people for helping the channel along. It's you'd be amazed. The little bit here and there definitely adds up. So thank you guys very much for that. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? I feel like I always feel like I'm forgetting stuff. I think that's all of it. So yeah. Don't get your strings in a bunch. Oh, wrong button.